If during the COVID pandemic, the Telangana police had exposed the loan app racket, it is now the investment fraud happening through apps that the Hyderabad police is in fact exposed. I have with me Hyderabad's police commissioner. The volumes that you're talking about, 903 crores just through two legal money exchange agencies.
Yes.
What are we seeing here and how is this fraud actually happening? And you said you acted on a complaint that in fact came to you in July of 2022.
Yes. Actually, this is a new type of fraud. The Chinese investment fraud, we can call it, because the masterminds are sitting there. We've got the names now because of the arrest of two Chinese nationals. Now, the worrying thing is the MO, the modus operandi is to use authorized money changers, authorized by the Reserve Bank of India, to do these transactions. Now, in this, what has happened is, briefly, investment apps are being floated throughout the country. Several types of investment apps are there. So gullible investors, who are promised a huge return on investment, are encouraged through WhatsApp groups to join in, and they send them some returns in the beginning. Then they tend to invest bigger amounts. And when a sizable amount comes into that account, then they shut him off. So you can imagine 903 crores has been collected by these
two exchanges.
Now these, in this particular case, there are two main people, two verticals. Zindai Technologies was opened by one Virender Singh, and one Benteng Technologies was opened by one Sanjay Kumar, both of Delhi. Now, they have opened a lot of virtual accounts and then got the transfer of the money through these virtual accounts, which actually disguises and doesn't come into the purview of the banking system. Now, Navneet Kaushik,
this money actually doesn't pass through bank routes at all? You mentioned about 15 bank accounts that have been opened.
Yeah, they are virtual bank accounts which are virtual in nature, but perhaps they are not being watched. That is what the huge flow of money through these virtual accounts is showing. Now, coming to the authorized money changers, now Navneet Kaushik is the main man. He is a resident of Delhi who has been arrested, and he has got the license to run two money changers. One is Ranjan Money Corp Private Limited. It got a license in June 2021, and through this, in 7 months, the total volume of transactions, forex transactions, was 441 crores. And then the second one, called KDS, in 38 days, it had a volume of transactions was 462 crore. Now this totals to 903 crores, which is encashed into dollars and through money changers. And it is being sent out of the country.
So obviously, just through two agencies, it is very obvious that the monitoring is not happening, regulation is not happening, and that's why the figure of perhaps several thousand crores could be going out of the country.
Urgent need to look into these, to supervise and monitor what these money changers are doing, authorized money changers who have been given a license. There's no foreign travel involved. They have not produced any passports or anything, but still there's such a huge volume of transactions happening. And then perhaps whatever is laid out in the guidelines, like the weekly, daily, monthly, annual statements and reconciliations which they have to do, that has to be done by them, which they are obviously not doing. In an investigation, we have seen that they are not complying with any of the RBI guidelines which have been given.
Okay, for the first time, you've arrested Chinese in this particular case, and they are actually the mastermind or the kingpin in this.
Yes, they are. There are two names which we have got, Huan Zuan and Pei. These two are residents of China staying there. They run a company called Jinpin Ventures Private Limited, and they are the main brains behind all this as of now, from the information given by these two Chinese nationals here.
And the Chu who you have arrested now, a couple of foreigners you have arrested among the 10?
Yeah, out of the 10, 2 are foreigners. One is a Chinese national. The other is a Taiwanese national, but having the passport says Republic of China. So he has touches with China and often travels to Cambodia, where the same main agency seems to be functioning out of.
Threat to the country, obviously, this is, in a sense, an economic fraud perpetrated on the country.
It is, because there are so many investors who have put their hard-earned money into these apps, through these apps, hoping that they'll get some return. But their money they have been defrauded, and this money has been siphoned off. And it's a real, perhaps how this will be used in future is something which we need to be alert about.
Just one last question. In the loan apps case, the police had in fact invited people to come forward with complaints. In this case, you're talking about 903 crore rupees. Have you come across more complaints of this sort? Have they not been kind of assimilated? That's why we are not seeing the face?
Yeah, people are not understanding. The money is lost and they don't know where to go. And we also, as an investigation agency, we couldn't make any headway for years together. We used to get these complaints and we used to go to a certain extent and then close the investigation. But now this is the first time we had a breakthrough. We pursued it, we chased them, and over the last 2-3 months we have got all this information.
And now the central agencies need to come.
Yes, now we'll be informing them, and we'll like partner with them to find out more and get more supervision and control over what's happening.
Thank you so much. Thank you. So the Central Agencies, Enforcement Directorate, the Foreign Exchange Maintenance Act violators, all that now to be probed perhaps by the central agencies, because the role of the police in terms of unfolding the fraud or unraveling the fraud has already happened. In Hyderabad, with camera person Nagraju, Sudhir, NDTV.